Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. Today I am doing The Killers When You Were Young. It's a favorite song of mine, and I thought I'd share it with you today. Show you a little bit of what I like and why I like it. So let's just get into this. This is gonna be fun. Now, what I think is very interesting, what I really like about this is like the opening line. You sit there in your heartache waiting on some beautiful boy to save you from your old ways. Like, he doesn't talk with a thing like Jesus, but he walks like a gentleman. I think that plays very well, especially with the religious imagery that's going on. This is obviously a girl of faith, a person of religious faith, of belief, and someone who has made mistakes in their past. And on this song, it kind of it begins with someone who's made mistakes and is kind of looking to another person to save them from those mistakes, which I think a lot of people can do, which I think is sometimes a mistake a lot of people can make also, which is that we look to others to make us happy. We look to others to fix our problems, to fill that hole within ourselves. And you can kind of get that sense from that first verse that this is someone who has kind of a hole in themselves that they're looking to someone else to fill, and maybe they've been filling it with religion, and then they meet this other person. Like he says, he doesn't look anything like Jesus, but he talks like a gentleman. Like the idea that he's maybe not anything pure, anything holy, maybe not a savior, but it seems like a good idea. He says all the right things. But it's going on because I think the song's very much from the perspective of a young girl. But let's keep going. I love the idea of like what you say, we're burning down a highway skyline in the back of a hurricane started turning, and like, can we climb this mountain? I don't know. Higher now, and like, like the imagery, the symbolism of the idea of like a mountain being like obstacles in your way, the difficulties that you're going to face. And if you take it one step at a time, eventually you'll make it to the top and over the mountain, and you'll make it through that obstacle. And we'll make it if we take it one step at a time, if we don't rush ourselves. But at the same time, I feel like that kind of is contradicted by burning down a highway skyline on the back of a hurricane. Like we wanted to take it slow, we wanted to move steadily, but the passion was too great, and we just basically created this storm that kind of swept up everything and caused chaos and destruction in this path because we couldn't help ourselves. We were overwhelmed by our emotion, even though we wanted to do this in sort of a responsible, reasonable way. That's kind of what I take from it. I could be wrong, but that's kind of like what it seems. That's why it seems like the burning down the highway skyline, in my opinion, kind of contradicts the steadily moving up the mountain.
They say the devil's water, it ain't so sweet. You don't have to drink right now, but you can dip your feet every once and a little while.
And I do love that line. They said devil's water ain't so sweet. You don't have to drink right now, but you can dip your feet every once in a little while. Like basically, like what sin, what your lust, what your desires offer you, in a sense, aren't always what's good for you. They're not really as good as you think it is, and you don't have to fully, quench your thirst with it. But it's okay. It's okay every now and then just to take a little to go in there just a little bit, just a little bit, but not to fully let it consume you by you consuming it. You know what I mean? Because I think about that with the idea of drinking versus dipping your feet. Drinking, when you drink, you take it into yourself to quench your thirst. And by drinking in the devil's water, which is arguably sin, desire, lust, greed, whatever you call it, you're quenching that thirst. You're giving in to those desires. But when you just dip your feet a little bit, you're testing the edges every now and then. Every now and then you might think of it like, you like ice cream. Say you have an ice cream sundae once every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks you're like, you know what, I've been good. Let me have a little ice cream sundae. That's vastly different than having an ice cream sundae every single day. Heck, having 3 ice cream sundaes every single day of the week. 3 ice cream sundaes a day, terrible for you. You're just giving in to your desire with no restraint. But when you do it once every couple of weeks, you understand that you have to restrain yourself most of the time, but because you restrain yourself, it's okay to maybe give in a little bit. And also with the video, it kind of plays on that idea of like this young, very religious girl who fell in love with this guy who's obviously like kind of a player, not really like the greatest guy, but she's so enamored by his his probably his mannerisms, his masculinity, so to speak, how he speaks and how he's so poetic in the way he talks. But that's how he's able to enthrall so many women. But he's also a man haunted by his own demons and his own mistakes, and he has a hard time resisting his own libido, his own passions. And she realizes that who he really is in that moment when she walks in on him and thinks maybe it was a mistake, all of it. And also the imagery of her washing her feet as he's singing about the devil's waters. It's a very good video, both visually and as far as the music. Like the video goes very well with the song. I hate to interrupt it like this, I know, because it's building to the best part. But I also think about this also again when it goes back to the little thing like Jesus, that, he's basically everything tempting, everything probably desirable and everything bad. But again, he sounds so good that you kind of are enthralled by that and taken in by it, which I think is a thing that like enthralls, the girl to the bad boy, so to speak. It's like, his mystique, his danger, his cowboy hat, and you know that and all that's very seductive. And he'll probably know that it's a bad idea, but you know the idea and even the things he says, he knows how to charm you so well.
You sit there in your heartache, waiting on some beautiful boy to save you from your old ways. You play forgiveness, watching now, here he comes. He doesn't look a thing like Jesus, but he talks like a gentleman, like you imagine when you were young. Talks like a gentleman, like you imagine when you were young. I said he doesn't look a thing like Jesus. He doesn't look a thing like Jesus. But more than you'll ever know.
Wait, hold on. All right, that was the Killers when you were young, and I think this is a song that does a very good job of it both conveys the idea of youth, naivete, idealism. There's a lot of very idealistic themes in here, like you're waiting for some beautiful boy to come save you from your old ways, you know, especially in those lines, can we climb this mountain? I don't know. Like there's a lot of very idealistic, very hopeful, but yet kind of naive themes within this song that play into the idea of how you feel when you're young and you feel like you feel everything full force and you think, only like the best of things and that you can conquer anything, that you're gonna feel hard, love hard, things are gonna be wonderful. But then the song also brings in like the bleak reality that your idealism will not always be rewarded, and sometimes you will be crushed under the weight of it until you're forced to take the world for what it is and take people for what they are. And ultimately, also, I think you have to realize that you can't find happiness in others. You can't find fulfillment in other people, not to the extent you think you will. That if you don't feel that way already, then you're going to find it possibly in the wrong people, and then you're going to have yourself hurt over and over again. Like you have to find happiness in yourself. You have to find fulfillment in yourself in order to find someone who can fulfill you and you can be happy with, but you're not relying on them to give you those feelings and to put that within you if that's not already there. I don't know. That's what I think anyway. I really like the song. Let me know what you think. Are you a fan of it? Do you like it also? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Do it down there. Remember, somewhere in the multiverse, you already have. Think about that. And until next time, guys, I'll talk to you later. All right? Peace.
Born for tonight.